Hey there, Wargamers, Justin the Iron Painter here from Death Designs, and today you guys are tuning in for this week's video blog. I'd like to apologize for kind of being away from Twitch as much as I have. It's not intentional, and it's something that I'm having to deal with. It is what it is. For you guys who have followed me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that I'm having car trouble again. I cannot get away from it. The machine god, the Omnicide, he does not like me. A few weeks back, I had my radiator go out on me, and it popped and was spewing fluids. And then like a week later, my clutch slash possibly transmission, I won't know until Monday or Tuesday exactly what it is, went out. And because my vehicle is currently inoperable, I'm having to juggle borrowing a family member's vehicle to get here to the shop. That's the downside of having my stream rig at the shop, is I can't stream if I can't get here. On the bright side, I have a bunch of tutorial footage that I have banked up, so I've still got things to do to work and create income and get my hours in for the week. But I'm hoping that we'll be back on schedule for our streaming here soon. It's just a matter of getting the Jeep repaired, and I'm hoping, God willing, Emperor willing, that when I drop it off tomorrow, that they have some good news and can let me know about when to expect to get it back. It is going to be a little bit of an expensive repair, which is not ideal, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So in the meantime though, I have been working on some stuff this week, so when we flip it around, I'll show you guys some of the tutorials that I've been editing and let you know kind of where I am with that. And then I'll show you guys some of the Iron Warriors that I've been working on, which I've not been at the shop that much, so I have been trying to get some painting done at the house, and I'm almost done with the Iron Warriors Infantry, specifically the Space Marine Infantry. I am nowhere near done with the Cultists yet, which will be my next big portion of the project. So let's flip it around though, and I'll show you guys what I've been working on. Alright, so if you've been following my tutorial progress, whether it's been the actual tutorials, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, some of these you know are coming. But I'll give you guys a quick update as to what I have done the voiceover work for so far. I just finished doing the voiceover editing work for our Power Axe here, which will be coming up hopefully sooner rather than later. And specifically, the part that I finished was talking about how to do the power weapon lightning effects on there. I still got to do the binding tutorial, but this one will be coming out soon. So I've got the portions of that voiceover work done. I've got the voiceover work done that explains how to do the dry brushing for the gray edges on the black here and the silver. I still have to do the voiceover work slash tutorial for the plasma glow effect on our cannon. I just finished the other day the voiceover work for the tutorial for the scorched barrels, which this was also part of the dry brushing tutorial, but I got that wrapped up and ready to get queued forward. We've got a variety of tutorials left to do voiceover work for. I still got to do the force weapon voiceover tutorial information stuff. We've got our how to paint lightning claws. So, and like I said, some of this is going to be a little bit of a recap for you guys who've been following, but if you haven't, to give you guys a quick update. So we've got our parchment paper, or how to paint purity seals type stuff coming up. We've got our angel wing tutorial. I think that'll be a fun one to show you guys. And then of the higher detail work stuff or painting stuff, we've got the next how to paint a face tutorial without an airbrush, which I think that's going to be a lot of fun too. He actually might end up being, this piece might end up getting used on a personal mini at some point in the near future. In addition to those, we've got some basic basing tutorial voiceover work I still got to do. So how to achieve the kind of concrete rubbly effect on these. This one's really, really simple. It's a really short tutorial, but some of you guys may not know exactly how easy it is to really get it to this state. So I'll show you guys how to do that. And then the more interesting basing tutorials we've got coming up, I've got ones that explain how to do these like parched or dried earth style bases. Actually, I guess this one's more of like a creek or riverbed kind of thing, but I think these will be interesting to show you guys. So from this angle, you can't see very well because it's kind of, you know, glossed over and you catch the light, but if you turn it like that, you can kind of see that's got a little bit of a sheen because it's gloss varnish with a little bit of the brown paint in it, so it kind of looks like murky, muddy water or something like that. So with some simple changes and adjustments with the techniques, you can go from this to this really easy and get two different distinct basing types. So we have those. And then the same type of process, we've got one for more Martian earth and one for more kind of clay earth. Similar process, simply just by changing the wash we used in the dry brush, we got 8 different effects. So I think this will be a lot of fun to show you guys, and hopefully you will enjoy. But that's the tutorials we've got, and I've still got quite a bit of work to do on the voiceover work for all of this. Oh, I totally forgot. I'm so used to only showing you guys the things on the popsicle sticks. I've also got a tutorial coming up on how to do camo patterns, which any of you guys who follow me on Twitch have seen me do this numerous times, but I'm going to do a formal tutorial that explains how to do it. And then we had someone from our community request how to paint one of our shipping containers, so I did a quick tutorial on how to paint one of these, which I think will be pretty cool too. So anyways, back on track. This is what I've got, so you guys kind of have an idea of where I am tutorial wise, what I've got left to do voiceover work on. And then as always, if you guys have thoughts, suggestions, or critiques, let me know. I'd love to know what you guys would like to see me work on, especially if it's something that I can actually do. We had someone from Facebook the other day request how to do like undead flesh or something like that, and I was like, hey, can you send us a reference photo for what you wanted? And he sends us a photo of kind of like some vampire skin guy, which looked really super dope. Clearly the artist who painted the reference image he gave us was probably a Golden Demon winner or Crystal Brush winner or some amazing ridiculous artist. Like on a scale of Justin to this guy, actually, that kind of sounds stupid. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd make myself like a 5, maybe, you know, average, maybe slightly above. This guy was like an 11. The paint job was stellar. And I saw it and I was like, I don't know if I can teach you how to do what that guy did. So, with that being said, if you guys do have any ideas or thoughts on things you'd like to see us try and tackle, let us know. Even if it's something you're not sure if we can tackle, let us know. The worst I could say is I don't know how to do it, but you may throw something up where I actually go, hey, I want to learn how to do that, and then show you guys how I learned it. So feel free to sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see. But moving on, let me show you guys kind of where I'm at with my Iron Warriors. So first and foremost, I've been working on getting the Iron Warriors Marines done here, and I have quite a few of them almost finished. If I had to do this again, I would have focused a little bit better on doing the hazard striping on them. I feel like I lost some of the colors here because some of them you can't, like, even on the camera you guys can have a hard time telling because the yellow is just not quite bright. It's a little bit too subdued, which, you know, if I was going for realism, maybe that's okay because they're dirty and grungy, but on the tabletop that's just a smidge too dulled out for me, too dark, so it's hard to really tell. But I really liked doing the little tubes on here, doing the hazard stripes on those, and I think these guys look reasonable for the time invested. I still have to come in and do the plasma glow on his plasma pistol, put some blood effects on his axe, and obviously paint his face, and then do the basing, and then this bro is done, which is, I think, one of the sergeants or champions for my Chaos Space Marines Space Marine squad. And I apologize if I sound really weird right now, folks, which I probably do right there. That was a little exaggerated, but my sinuses have been killing me, so off screen when my nose starts to run during filming, I'm having to address that. And also, it is super, super hot out here right now. I am sweating. I'm actually, during filming this afterwards, I'm supposed to be streaming, and I'm not sure how I'm going to make it through the stream. It's just so darn hot out here with only one AC unit that is not even big enough to cool the main room, let alone cool the main room with my door open to cool back here. That, and when I got here today, I had to chase around a wasp and a bunch of flies in my damn room, which were harassing the crap out of me. And the flies are one thing, which has been a nuisance because I was doing some other filming and they kept landing on me and ruining the takes, which was annoying. And then the wasp showed up and I chased him off with some spray, and then the flies were like, screw that noise, we're out, and they left, which is actually pleasant. But I hate having to kill bugs, but I'm not going to get locked in a room with a wasp who's going to sting me, and then, especially if it's during filming, and then ruin my day. So anyways, back on topic, that's where we are with this guy. Here's some of the basic dudes, and like I said, the yellow is just a little bit subdued. It's still kind of cool looking, but a little subdued. These look a little bit better, these shoulders, because it's a little bit like I hit brighter. I think it's because I did zenithal highlighting on it, and like all the light's hitting from here, and a lot less is hitting down here. So from a realistic shadow perspective, those probably would be darker than up here, but on a tabletop, it's just a little bit hard to see. I also really enjoyed how the red turned out on these. A little cloth, loincloth thingy-to-be-jigs. A student to come in and drill the barrels on these guys. I mean, like his is a little bit easier to see, his hazard stripes on, just a little bit, but still kind of subdued. The little pipe or tubes here, hazard stripe tubes going to his face, turn out pretty good. Lenses turned out good. You guys probably can't even see those on screen, but they turn out good. And like I said, I need to drill the barrels and drop some wash in there, and then hit these guys with basing, and a lot of these are really close to done. This guy is one of the ones from the Blackstone Fortress, so he's got that shoulder pad on it. I didn't want it, but I left it there. I probably could have shaved it off. I should have, and I didn't. Whatever. This little bro, after I painted his horn bone, I regretted it. It doesn't look bad, but I feel like I should have left it metallic, which would have been cool. But the rest of him looks cool. I think we're going to do some blood splatter across his chainsword and maybe, you know, have it splatter up on his armor a little bit. And he'll look pretty cool. Another standard bolter bro. Another chainsword bro. And these are from Shadow Spear, so they were the easy build ones. Plasma gun. Can't have enough plasma. See, now his isn't too bad, but that's because the light hits here and you get that brighter yellow. And you rotate and you just kind of lose it. So, another basic bro. I believe this is Blackstone Fortress as well. I was hit or miss on doing the bone skulls for some of the knee pads and stuff, but I think it turned out kind of cool. You know, again, still got to do his face. And then this guy right here, who was one of my favorite ones. I don't care for the horned helmet, but his pose just looks really cool. I went a little bit heavy on the wash, so his chains are a little bit dark. I could hit with dry brush, but I'm trying to stop myself from continuing to do too much work. I've spent so much time on them already. I need to get them done. And to be honest, for the tabletop, like, these are just standard infantry. You know, I roll a 1 or a 2 and one of them dies, so I really need to speed it up. But you guys know me. I'm slow. A couple more bolter bros from our tactical marine or Chaos Space Marine squads. Again, I like this guy's little loincloth thing turned out pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I'm not super jazzed on the horns, but you know, tis what it is. What do you do with the chaos and the craziness? That guy turned out pretty cool. And I've got I did some work on all the Terminators. I won't go through all those, but here's the one of the sergeants. He just needs some power weapon effects on his sword there. And then obviously basing, and here's one of our autocannons. So it turned out pretty cool. The rust effects and stuff turned out really well. I really like them. Let's see, his hazard stripes are a little bit easier to see, but again, also kind of subtle. I should have went a smidge lighter on it. So that is what it is. I have not gotten any further with my Possessed. So I showed you guys these before. I have shelved these for now because I'm trying to get my Iron Warriors to a playable state, and these guys aren't going to get used as much, so I went ahead and shelved them for now. This guy's almost done. He needs all that extra flesh work, and then obviously the trim and stuff. You know, so, but it made sense to just shelve them until everything else is done, and then as I'm painting these, there's no urgency to it. One thing I will say is his hazard stripes are a lot brighter because, again, when you're doing zenithal highlighting, that brightness hits here, and then it gets dark under here, you know, so a lot brighter. You could tell when comparing the two, because his back leg was a bit more exposed than his leg here, his hazard stripes are a lot more defined than his. I should have exaggerated it more, but it is what it is. So we've got those. I'm saving my HQs pretty much until last so I can focus all the time and energy into a handful of models versus a whole army. I have gotten work done on the Obliterators, and I think they're basically done aside from basing. And I'll scorch his barrel, which will look cool. And maybe do a little bit of effect on the flamer if I decide it's warranted. I don't know yet. I think this guy's got a lot of time in him already. So I think they look pretty cool. So he's good. And here's number 2. Needs a little bit of the glow effect on his plasma. And then obviously basing, and I think he is good to go. Like I said, his little loincloth thing turned out pretty good. I like it. I think he'll be pretty awesome on the tabletop. And then we've got all of our standard infantry bros that I've been working on. Actually, I didn't get to show this guy. Here's the autocannon from Shadow Spear. It turned out pretty cool. I really dig his helmet with that little tube that goes across that connects to his little eye targeting lenses. Looks really cool. So I liked that guy. Yeah, here's one of our autocannons, or one of my autocannons rather, from my Havoc squad. So you can kind of see how he's looking. Pretty cool. So I got 4 of those total. I wasn't as jazzed with the las cannons. I mean, whatever. I really didn't want to do a lot of detail on the yellow wire piping there, but we needed to do something other than silver because silver would have just looked lazy. And then, you know, you can see the little lens on his targeter turn out well. So I think that's cool. And then we've got all of our standard infantry. So these just need basing and barrels drilled and good to go. Oh, maybe a little bit of blood effects on his little knife here, maybe. Things of that nature. Here's my Havoc Sergeant. Looking pretty cool. And then regular Sergeant bros. Iron within, iron without. The 4th Legion crushes. But yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. Needs to have his face done, a little bit of blood effects, and he's probably good to go. And then Sergeant Numero Dos, preparing for combat. I like to go from a Spanish accent to like a Russian, crappy Russian one. But yeah, pretty cool. Needs to have his face done, some blood effects, and we're good to go. Ferrum Honor Vignette. I believe that is Medal Honors something. I know I've mentioned that before. I looked that up too, and I forget. I forget what vignette means. Whatever, Latin stuff. But yeah, I think he turned out pretty cool. There you go. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with my infantry. We got a whole bunch of them. Yeah, this little pooper. This is from Havoc Squad number 2. He's just, you know, I don't. How? I mean, the chainsword's okay, but how this with the a different helmet on it? How anyone thinks that is cooler than these bros? I mean, I guess to each their own, but like, I'm sorry. The Mark IV, or no, excuse me, Mark III Iron Armor. This is sexy. Slanesh would be proud with my choice of Space Marines, at least armor. Which is funny because I guess as a cast Space Marine player, these guys will be Marcus Slanesh anyway. But yeah, I don't care for the standard bros that much. The pre-heresy stuff looks great. I wish these guys were the same scale as these guys because they're a little bit taller. But you know, it is what it is. They look cool. I'm gonna use them and be happy. And I've got some interesting like thoughts on how I want my story to be with them. So you guys know me. I like a good fluff with my Space Marines. In addition to the Space Marines that I showed you guys, and there, and pew, pew, pew. You know, all that stuff. That was not a very good assault cannon sound. I have a few other things here that I'm going to try and get some airbrush work done today because I'd like to roll these into rotation. First and foremost, we got a little bass. You guys know what goes to that? So that'll be enough of that. I picked up this guy, and I think he would make for a pretty cool Chaos Lord with jump pack. Instead of doing him as Black Legion, we'll just do the best I can to make him look Iron Warriors-y. So we have this blank shoulder that I shaved the stuff off, so we'll do the hazard stripes on it and try to make it look cool. Do hazard stripes on one of his legs, and just try as we may to make him look like an Iron Warrior, which I think would be cool. And then, you know, so I didn't glue his base down, so I guess which direction does he go? You'd think I would know. I think it's like that. I guess, I mean, it's not glued, so I could look at the box before I glued it. I know he's going to be a nightmare because I feel like he's going to get broken at some point. There we go. Slots right in, so he goes like that. And then I used an old broken paintbrush and glued his head to this, so we'll be able to airbrush that. And then Super Lord Sexy himself. Doo-doo-doo. Psh, psh. Doo-doo-doo. Why are all the Space Marines on the floor? Anyways, so I've got my Lord Discordant here. Primed him when I got to the shop before I filmed so I could start doing some airbrushing before or during the stream. And he's going to be an Iron Warrior as well, so getting in here on his leg. I want to do him in sub-assembly, but that's kind of hard because the way his stuff mounts, and there'd be little fiddly pieces that would get broke if they weren't glued. So I've done it this way. It's going to be a little bit more of a headache, but, you know, we'll get through it. So I'll try and do the hazard stripes on his leg, and this arm's covered, so this leg really needs to stand out. And then I'm going to do some hazard stripes on his chain glaive thing here, which would be cool. And then this little flag here, I'm going to troll wheels from the Garrison, and I'm going to probably do this yellow and try and make it look like an Imperial Fist banner. And then we'll probably do some hazard stripes on this shoulder here. I don't think I'm going to do any on the legs. I think the shoulder will be sufficient. The legs will just be A and Nightmare, B, I just don't know. But I think if I do them on these two shoulders, and then one on his leg, and then here, That'll actually look pretty good and subtle without going over the top with the hazard stripes, which you guys know I love to do because they look cool. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about them. I think there's going to be some interesting applications from gameplay-wise, but honestly, I just think the model looks super cool. I never thought I'd be super stoked for Chaos stuff, but I am. The Lord Discordant here looks dope. So, but on that note, folks, that is what I've been working on tutorial-wise and spaceman-wise. So let's flip it around and we'll sign off for the day. I'd like to thank you guys again for hanging out with me during today's video blog. I'd like to apologize again as well for not being able to keep up with my Twitch schedule. That is something that I take very seriously, and it sucks when things keep happening with my vehicle and in real life. But rest assured, your support does not go unnoticed. All you guys who have kept your subscription active on Twitch have actually helped me out. I got my payout from May, which it's not huge, but every little bit counts, right? So it's actually helping offset some of the repair bills for the car. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you for all you guys who are helping make dreams happen. And if you enjoy this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and ding the little bell so you get alerts when we put up new content. And if you'd like to support what we do here, make sure you check out deathredesigns.com. Anything you do over there helps keep the lights on, helps keep me employed so I can continue to produce content for you guys. If you have any suggestions, thoughts, critiques, or things you'd like to see us do, or maybe just want to sound off below and ramble, leave us a comment. I'd like to hear what you have to say. I'm committed to making sure our content is getting better, and I'm committed to trying to put out content that you guys want to consume. And who better to let us know what we can do to improve or what they'd like to see than you guys. The guys are hanging out and listening to me ramble as we speak. If you've been getting any hobby progress done this week, make sure you consider checking out our Facebook group, the Tap Garrison. We'd love to interact with you, and you can interact with us, all the members of the DRD team, as well as like-minded individuals who like to paint, like hobbying, like gaming, and so forth. Make sure you check it out and share those photos. It'll help keep us motivated, and we'd love to share in your hobby goodness. If you happen to not use Facebook and you'd like to tag us on Instagram, we'd love to see your photos over there as well. You can tag us with the tag Death Ray Designs or the Armed Painter. That's me over there, or both. Maybe both, so you can get 2 tags in there. That would be awesome. I'd like to thank you guys again for hanging out with me today and watching. Again, really do appreciate all the support. And as always, happy wargaming, keep on painting, and I'll see you guys during the next video. What are you doing over there? You painting models? I see you. You still listening? Paint your models.